Hey, blessings, my powerful MVP family. Blessings, you know. This is your girl, Miss Bev, with yet another video. So, um, before I even get into the video, today I'm going to just give you a heads up about immigration. I'm giving you a good tip about immigration. I should give you two, but I'm going to give one and then I'm going to come back and give you the next one. And so today I'm going to give you, for those of you filing for people, for husbands, I'm going to give you a point that worked very well for me. When I filed for my husband, he didn't have to, you know, run up and down and looking for this and that. One time it went through, everything went through well. But before I get into that information, guys, I did my Black History contribution. So I did Hey Black Child, I did Maya Angelou, I did the Negro Mother, Mother to Son, or something like that. And I did Lift Every Voice and Sing. I did sing the best way I could. But I did those as my contribution to Black History. But one of you, my favorite, one of you, my subscriber, my friend, Lady G, she says, well, Louise Bennett, you know, I'd love to hear Louise Bennett. So I posted in the community, guys, something I did 4 years ago. And so please go over there and enjoy it. And so I was looking again today for to do My Brother by Louise Bennett again. But unfortunately, I left my books in America, my Anansi book, my Louise Bennett Labrish. I have both of them, my Anansi stories and my Louise Bennett Labrish. And I'm gonna see if the kids will just ship them down for me. But anyhow, I'm in Jamaica, I can easily buy them again. But so today I said for you, Lady G, I'm going to do Cuss Cuss by Louise Bennett. Stay with me, guys, I was reading it. But again, as she said, Louise Bennett, this is our culture. This is one of our empresses, a person who contributed so much and kept our lingo alive, kept our language alive, the language we embrace, our social language alive, and so that wasn't taken from us, because we know the English language is forcing us, and people who don't understand, and so we have to use something that sometimes can be so complicated. But who am I to speak on that? I'm just going to try to give you one of Louise Bennett, Cuss Cuss by Louise Bennett. Louise Bennett was easy. She said, go on, girl, your favorite tiger reg. And where you going, go do? You and your Bugo Yaga friend, them think me afraid of you? Go away, your favorite hang pan nail. Is me you want for trace. Me is just the one for take me on. Me is just the one for take me on and leg up on your face. For me hand, no join church, and me now pay license for me mouth. Me will tell you about you. See a girl, no bother get me out. Patois is the hardest thing to read. I hope you guys know that. I'm on the laptop because I don't have my book. It continues. It says, me no know is what kind of church for your mouth could a join. You let them hang down like a when mule can't make up his mind. Go on, me and you no cumble. Your foot shapeless and long like smaddy tan far and fling them on and make them hang on wrong. For your foot favor capital K. Go on your two nose hole. Them this bigger open out like Miss Let me stand outside this fish bowl. Go away. You can't boil soft egg, but still you want to get ring. No man now go marry you when you can't do a thing. It's grudge, you're grudgeful. Me can't cook, but me been go down good, but me been go a good school. Me got intelligence. You illiterated fool. This is the first time I'm seeing this one. There's so many, love letter. The one that you wrote about when Uriah Preach, and Sunday Uriah get up in a pulpit when pastor never come. And Uriah look down in the crowd and start lashing tongue upon the people them. But Louise Bennett, her lingo, the poems, guys, embrace them, read them when you can get the chance. And I think I had another one. Yeah. And give it when you get a chance. And I'm really going to do, in tribute again to Dr. the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley, I am going to do Uriah Preach. See, my family is not pian pian. My daughter Sue, the teach, and when rain fall or pastor sick, my son Uriah Preach. Sunday gone, rain comes so till pastor couldn't left him yard. People was in a church, and so Uriah get with broad. Him climb up on the pulpit, him lean over, him look down, him look back all the way enemy and lash them with him tongue. The first one him take on was Lizzie, who tell the lie upon me. Him stare in her face and say, "Thou art the mouthy. Him say, "Thou art the rowasome. Thou art the menacing." And then him look upon me and say, "Thou art the slaughtered lamb." Him take on Teacher Brown, for when him was the size of that, teacher beat him one day because him called teacher top knot. So, Raya get him revenge now, for him steer straight upon Brown and say, "Let him that sitter on the housetop not come down." Him take on Butcher Jones, who noted for sell scraps his meat. Him say, "Thou shalt not give thy neighbors full loops to eat." Him tell them off, them know is them heart full to the brim. But as Raya in a pulpit, them can't back answer him. So when church member me mail me, I don't answer till it reach a rainy day when pastor stay home and Uriah preach. Louise Bennett always say, "Ay, ay, ay." So with that, guys, to kind of, smooth it down, let me just share with you something. As you go through the immigration process, those of you who are filing for spouses, I don't know for children, I've never filed for children. I'm telling you from my experience how it was when I filed for my husband. Don't know what has changed, but in 2005 or 6, when I filed for him, again, when my mom filed for us, it was a whole pile of papers, and they put it together in an envelope and they send it off. And then that changed. You have to wait and let them reach out and ask each step of the way they send back, and they ask you for the next thing to come in. They send you the letter. One of the things that you must do is always create an account. Create an account, username, password stuff. Create an account so you can keep back and forth with them. Because then you can send email. I used to, like when I send paper things off, I give it a few weeks and then I would reach out and says, just checking to see if you received the papers I sent. And I always sent them through the post office registered mail. Registered. return receipt. That means somebody, as long as it's received in their office, whoever, and somebody signed for it, I will get a return receipt so that I know the papers got to them. So then I'll reach out through the account that I created and was able to say, I'm just checking in to see if you received the paperwork and asking what my next step should be. Communication in everything we do in life is a big important factor. Always, always communicate. And when we communicate, let's not puff up ourselves and act like we so, but let us learn to be calm. Sweet words are easier to swallow than ugly bad words, because when it comes back at you, a lot of times we can't handle it. So let's speak sweet words, so if we have to swallow them tomorrow, they will not be bitter pills, but they'll be easy. So always keep that communication. Don't get frustrated and, oh, look how long the people might take, and calm your nerves. You're not the only one they're working on. You're not the only one they're processing things for, so be patient. A lot of times we take things for granted and we act like we're entitled to things, and sometimes if we just relax, we find that we do a lot more. So when my husband, I don't get caught up into big grand things. I never did. So we had a nice little intimate wedding. My children were there, friends, a few people were there, his sister, whoever else. And we had a good little thing. We took some pictures, nothing grandstanding. We did some videos and all that. And one of his nieces put a nice little album together, and he had that to go with him to the embassy. One of the things, though, I told him, and keep this in mind, guys, if you get married to somebody, if it's even whatever, make sure that they are seeing what makes sense. You can't just have pictures and say, we got this, we got this, we got this, and think that's going to cut it. It's harder for you to prove for them. They look at you like, and you might be a citizen, yes, and you're entitled to some things, but my thing that helped my husband was the Western Union receipts. When we became involved, when my grandmother passed and my cousin brought him to me and we connected. Again, I said, we went to school, but I was ahead of him I skipped grades. He's 2 years younger than myself, so, and then I skipped grades. So I left school a long time, And when my cousin brought him, and I asked, I said, what was that? He said, when they gathered, he was a welder he's still a welder. And he said when they would gather at his shop, he would always ask what happened to me. So now that I came and he was in the same space, and they all in the community was there for Granny ninth night, something like that, and so he brought him and said, here she is. And so we started communicating, and I decided to give him an opportunity, okay, just give him an opportunity. And so once I made that connection, there was nothing. I'm not a mean person, and so I know Jamaica at the time, it wasn't easy. And so I just helped in every way, shape, and form. I was never selfish. And it worked out, because when they look at the little album, it didn't impress them. But when he pulled out the Western Union receipts, it made sense that if we're married, I'm in America, we have, I had a job, I'm a teacher, and so it made sense. So when she looked at it, my husband she just says, okay, and sent him over to go, because now we pay for the visa. Usually you do the interview. When we got through, we did the interview, and then we paid I think it was $150 then, for the big envelope. And we get our big envelope and the half cut, and you go. But then they change it. When my husband's time, I had to pay everything prior to, him getting the interview. And once he got it, what they do, they delivered it. He had to go to a counter, give information for DHL to deliver the package to him. So if you're in a relationship, even if you're sending the money for them to give to somebody else, make sure that they're seeing support, that they're seeing people, that you're working together. I was going to do this in 2 videos, but I'm doing it in 1 video. The second thing that you need to do, guys, is that when they get through, I came down because he got through, I think, in May, and he had 3 months to do what he needed to do. And I also wanted to wait to come down and bring him up because he didn't understand a lot of stuff. So I waited for school to give holidays. So once we got our break, our summer break, boom, I came down, I spent some time down here with him, and then we headed up. We got to America and we went into the room, and when we went in, you're not even thinking. They went in and they took his paperwork. I don't think they even asked a question, and they just automatically stamped a 2-year visa in his thing. I was wondering, because that part I didn't read it up, but he got the 2 years, and when the 2 years, it was time to do the thing, to send them all this money again to process for him to get a green card, to change that unconditional and make it a permanent green card. Permanent, as in, there's no permanent, it's 10 years. And to get that, then I started thinking. I said, but wait, I'm reading all this information. If you're married 2 years before they come into America, not if you file for them, but if you are married 2 years, then when they get to America, they should not get anything with any conditional anything. They should have gotten an unconditional, right? So when we came in and the guy just stamp it and give him the conditional, sorry, not the conditional. Conditional means it's only for 2 years. You got to come back and prove that you're still together after 2 years and you have made progress. Means you're building together. You might have bought a home together. You're living together. You're building together. And so even we sent the money in, did everything that they needed, because I didn't have to worry. My marriage was, and so I'm thinking about it, and I sent them a letter. When I sent the letter, I said, could you look at my marriage certificate, and you'll see that the date we got married, when he came to America, it was past 2 years. Because he came to America in June, we got married in April. We were married in April. So he got through, but he spent some time in Jamaica. They gave him the 3 months. And when they processed it, sure enough, they didn't go further. He didn't have to go do the biometrics. He didn't have to do anything else. They changed his status and gave him his green card. So please, as you come in, a lot of times we don't know, and because we don't know, we go through unnecessary spending, unnecessary stress, and because we don't know. So please remember that my back is itching. Please remember, guys, that that when you come and they do the thing on your paperwork, to read it. Look at what the guy in the customs, in the immigration place, look at what they write on your thing, and make sure that if you're married for more than 2 years, make sure you count your months, that it reflects that. Don't let them rob you of that, because it's another whole rigmarole to go and to get again things together to make it to upgrade it. All right, so that was something not understanding everything, just thinking that he's coming in, he's gonna get a green card. I wasn't thinking that he would have gotten that temporary piece of thing. And yes, they make it harder. There's no you go when you get your papers right away. And then people, the men gone this way and gone that way. And no, they make it. So you have to be together for at least 2 years or more. In order to get that permanent stuff, which we got permanent, then we upgraded after 5 years to citizenship, but now it's 10 years. So if after 10 years you're not together, that darn thing expires. And if you're not together, I don't know how it works. I don't know. But just if you're married, to just try to make it work. A lot of the marriages break down because of lack of communication, a lack of respect. A lot of people, nobody should be, this respect is not needed. And so let us learn to be respectful and kind, and so that things will work. If you can be good, be careful, walk good, do good. 19-21 minutes. I know this is a kind of long one, but again, I just needed to share that information so that somebody might be able to help somebody in some shape or form. Have your receipts. If you deposit money in a bank account or something to the person, you can have those things to show that the marriage is real. Because if it wasn't real, you wouldn't be sending funds to support them while they're in Jamaica. They look at that. How can you be married and you're up there and they're down here struggling and you never send, So that's something that you should look into. Make it a great day by choice. Much love.